Welcome to the Everyday Ellises.
We are pure family chaos on the West Coast,
With two beautiful babies
renovating houses, adventuring, growing.
and a dash of drama.
Listen in.
I'm Jon.
I'm Amanda.
And we are
Everyday Ellises.
We have a topic today written down on the board. What is it?
It says the 2 ingredients to manifestation.
What are they?
Become the person and create the space.
What do you think about when you hear that?
I think I'll start about create this space first. I think that if you're still holding on to things that aren't aligning to what you want, then the new stuff can't come in. So you have to evaluate. Some things maybe need to be let go of, but maybe some things just need to be paused. It doesn't mean like throw everything in the trash, but maybe, pause some things and allow room for the new in. And then become the person. I think that means that this is new. You're a beginner and it's going to be bumpy, but keep showing up and being that person. So like for your pleasure of examples, for me, it was working out, right? Like I'm not an expert at working out. I would say that I've been active in my life, but lifting heavier weights, I'm doing it. It's not beautiful. It's not perfect. I'm trying not to get injured. And other things, maybe I don't sleep as much some days so that I can create the space to do it because I'm, making room in my life for more of my wellness, my movement. It's my mini example. What would you say?
I think this is a big one. It's a really, really big one. I think, if you believe in laws of nature, or you believe in the law of attraction, this is understanding which direction the world turns. Like, this is how big it is. Because if you understand these two concepts, it's pretty much understanding how to create your life or not. In black and white, in your own brain, as opposed to being like, I don't know, I just tried really hard and I got here. Like, no, this was an intentional direction. If you become the person, i.e., if you become the skill set, the mindset of Henry Ford, right? It's going to be real hard for his life to be digging ditches and, detriment to society. Not having good, healthy kids, not having a spouse, not having, like, he's an entity, and then the world is attracted and he gives off things in related to who he is. He could have other options, but somewhere between birth and his 20s, 30s, he became this person, and that's what attracted the world he created. And then there's the create the space. What if he decided to fill that void with anything else? What if he decided to fill that void with alcohol? I think we could all agree that I don't care how smart you are, if you decide to spend 8 hours of your day drinking booze, you're probably not going to create the automobile, right? At mass production, et cetera, et cetera. So he probably had a lot of discomfort and anxiety because he knew he was on the precipice of big things. And in the world, when you're on the precipice of big things, the world tends to give you friction, not love, right? That's how you know you're going uphill. That's how you know you're doing good things. I think we've all experienced that in some way. Where you're like, why is everything fighting me right now? I know I'm doing the right things. That's easy. It's because the world knows you're doing the right things and it wants to see if you're the actual person. It's testing you.
You're going to quit.
Yeah, it gave you the door as the option to walk through because it thinks you're the person. It thinks you became the person. Now, are you going to prove to it that you are and be able to walk all the way through the door, which takes effort? And there's another phrase that goes with that, which I love, which is expecting heat out of the stove before you put the wood in it, right? Like you could be a lumberjack and be the best chopper of wood ever. But that doesn't mean you walk up to a stove and the heat comes out. You still got to go chop the wood. So become the person. And then create the space, whatever that means. So sometimes I think when we're ready for the next phase, we'll fill our time with stuff that's not in the right direction because there's space. And we're just trying to fill it. Whether we know we're avoiding what's truly trying to come, or we think these things we're filling it with are lily pads we need to be jumping on to get to our next target. That space is there. We know it in our soul, and we're trying to manage that space. And some people can center their zen, let it be completely empty, have faith in the universe, and then all of a sudden things just flow to them. And people go, that person does nothing. Right? And that's beautiful. Good for them. Some people need the struggle, and they're just hopping. Maybe there's more ups and downs in that graph. Hopping. Then they get where they're going. They still had to cross the space. And then if you're into manifestation, remember Rhonda Burns?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Secret.
What does this make you think of with Rhonda Burns? That's kind of a deep pull.
Yeah.
We listened to her like 7 years ago.
Oh, even longer. When I was in my teaching credential program, it was introduced to me. So that was like 2012.
Yeah, so over a decade ago.
2013.
Rhonda Burns is great.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you remind me?
One of my favorite lines from Rhonda Burns was that on the idea of manifestation was that she gave an example of a woman who was looking for a husband, and she was working with her, and the woman, after going through Rhonda's class, walked into her house and realized, she's like, I've told the world that I'm ready for a husband and a partner for years, but everything I've bought and everything I've done is always for one. She's like, in my garage, I have a 2-car garage. I park my car right in the middle. In my bed, I have a king-size bed. I sleep right in the middle. When I go do activities, I do activities that are usually only slated around one person. There's not usually supposed to be a partner. She's like, I changed that behavior. I would go do things that normally, like dance classes, that would normally take 2 people, even though I only got 1. I slept on one side of the bed and I made room for the partner. I parked on one side of the garage. Lo and behold, within 2 months, after years of looking, she's like, I found my perfect partner.
Yeah.
She's like, I created the space. I don't know, but that's the way my brain works. But she's like, I am the person. I've become everything I think that would be a good spouse. I'm trying to attract my spouse.
But the other piece of it.
The other piece is creating the space. And that goes both ways. That's managing the space and you putting whatever works for your mind. You'll feel it. Your energy will guide you the direction.
So I think that's also touching on the point of there's actually a third piece, which is the co-creation of the universe. So
okay, hit me.
Well, just there's, it's not just us, right? Like even if we become the person and we create the space, like the universe has its plan for us too.
Right. So you'd say the third ingredient is patience, to wait for the higher power to actually provide it, or time.
Yeah. And I know what I was going to say. I think that I don't remember exactly when, but a few months ago I realized that I was feeling burnt out with like constantly having things scheduled, and it wasn't allowing time and energy to rest. It wasn't allowing us to connect as a family. It wasn't allowing me to put time aside to do the class that I would like to do. It wasn't putting aside time for, you to go to the gym, like whatever, all the things. And so I started being more intentional about not scheduling things every day to create space for, all of that. And I think that's something that I hope we can continue to like teach the kids, because Hudson especially has a really hard time not having 1,000 things planned and seeing his friends. And he is super social, and trying to teach him like, keeping the calendar open might foster a impromptu time with that friend we didn't know we needed, because maybe they needed to see our family, or our family needed to see them, and we didn't know. So, again, that like co-creation with the universe piece for me comes in of like, are you going to leave that space open? And the universe is testing you to have that restraint of, you committed to making this space, and you got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that too. Like when you think of something in your mind that you know will be good for you, or you think is a healthy idea, that didn't come by accident. That's a signal for an opportunity for you to tune in. And the only thing keeping you from it is your own discipline at that point, whatever that means to you. Whether that means waking up early, whether that means eating something different, whether that means saying no to someone, whether that means just stopping. And your house is covered with crap, but you know that your mind also needs to be attended to for an hour a month. So you can sit and meditate, even if your house looks like an anxiety bomb, right? Because it's balance. So are you going to have the discipline? And you thought about it. You knew in your head, you're like, yeah, that'd be good. But did you take action? And then did you follow through with self-discipline to actually do that? It's like brushing your teeth, right? That's one of my things. Is like, once bedtime hits, sleep is something I've sacrificed over the past decade and a half in exchange for financial mobility. I've lost a lot of sleep over the past 15 years because I was trying to make money when I should have been sleeping. So once it's time for me to sleep, I'm ready. Like if it's 8:39 at night and Amanda looks at me and goes, "Oh, the trash cans were supposed to go out." Nothing hurts me like that because I'm about to have something I've been waiting for over a decade. And then it goes to brushing my teeth, right? Sometimes I lay in bed and I go, I didn't brush my teeth. There's nothing I want more right now than to just sleep. Is it really that important to brush my teeth? Can I go one night without brushing my teeth because I just want to stay here and sleep, please? Nope. Because now we're building the habit that I don't care about oral care. And if I don't care about oral care, I do believe that everything that our entire GI system is linked and relates to our health. Like I'm pretty much saying, I don't care about my health from the inside out. I need to get my ass up and I need to go brush my freaking teeth and pray that nothing else comes up to keep me out of bed over the next 2 minutes while I'm doing that. Pray so I can get back there. Sleep's important too. But do I have the discipline? Because I know it's good for me. I know what the right answer is. I'm an adult. No one's checking in on me. Make sure I take care of myself.
I think that was great. The station is about becoming the person and creating the space. Thanks for sharing.
Let us know what you think.